Hey investors, Will Rich here. Are you guys ready to ride the next big wave before the rest of the market even sees it coming? Well, guys, today we're diving into C3.AI, and this is a company that is tapping into the software side of AI with artificial intelligence. If you're looking for the next big opportunity, make sure to subscribe. We like to find things that outpace the competition. This video is for you if you're looking into AI investing stocks, can't afford to miss them. Let's break it down. So we were looking at AMD stock. That's an interesting one. They just launched with Starlink. But let's take a look over here with C3.AI. So that's going to be ticker symbol AI. You can see they've had some really big volatility. All right. So before we get into it, we got their website pulled up here. You can see all the software they have available. Let's just look at C3.AI stock real quick. And you can look here, their ticker symbol is AI. Take a look at what they've done recently. I mean, we're talking about a growth that was insane back here in 2020, spiked to $183 a share for selling off. And then now it's been gaining more interest, starting to even develop a little bit of a trend. It's a little hard to map out any of this trend here, but C3.AI technology, they're specializing in basically enterprise artificial intelligence software. So a big part of the AI boom of 2025 is going to be that there is hardware, so GPUs, QPUs, quantum computing. There's going to be a lot of data center focus, but in order for them to really utilize hardware, just like any hardware, they're going to need really good software. And so this is a company that's impacting a lot of industries. Anyway, let's look at this level here. This is a pretty clear level of resistance. It's a give or take. It's been highly volatile. There's really a couple levels we could map out there. That was a previous support that it just bounced on, a previous resistance that oftentimes will act as a support is what we look for. You could also even see somewhat, give or take, here's a previous resistance level, previous support, kind of in that zone. We're working out of zones here with this volatility. And then we also got the highs up here, which it did actually hit twice. You could see it was in the zone of $48 down $44, $48, and then it popped up and got rejected by that previous resistance again at $44 right there. So you could see some zones here. We could even put in another zone right here, starting to see things kind of shape up. There's some consolidation, maybe a support right there, resistance, it's consolidation. And now it's kind of in between those two zones. So we'll see right now if it gets up to this zone. If it does, we can see it test the previous highs. What it's doing right now is really good. It's establishing a support on top of this previous resistance, which is, you can see that's what happened last time it hit the high. It went down here to the support just like this, and then it bounced up to that previous $44 range. And so now it is kind of bouncing up. We'll see if it breaks out of that resistance. We'll be keeping a close eye on it. It's looking more on the bullish side because it's holding above that 200-day moving average. It just broke above the EMA. RSI MACD still looking a little bit oversold, so indicating somewhat of a buy. But again, there's extreme volatility. It wouldn't be crazy to see it sell back down to this level or go back down further. But if it's going to make its run to this level, it seems like it is kind of making that run right now. We'll see how it holds at market open. If you guys want to be there live at market open, we go live every day, and that's in the Stockmate community. The second link in the description. You get to see all my trades live, not every day, but Monday through Friday at market open. So when we look at C3AI's company as kind of a whole, we can just take a step back here. Look at all the industries they're in. All right, various industries including energy, manufacturing, financial services, and healthcare. And on top of that, some of their financial performance in these industries is actually where it gets interesting, because let's just look at this company. It's a $4 billion market cap, so fairly small still, just under 1,000 employees as of 2024. They might be over 1,000 by now. And then when we look at their financials, they actually look really good. So one thing about C3.AI is we'll get into kind of how they're establishing alliances with Microsoft. They're the preferred AI application on Microsoft's Azure cloud platform. So that partnership is expected to enhance some of C3 AI's market reach and definitely some of their sales capabilities. And that's a really good position for them to be in, to be innovating. They're going to face competition, other AI firms competing for their spot, but to be already in a position partnered with Microsoft is a big deal. We'll get into that. But these financials, I mean, you can't complain too much, right? We got year over year increases, 28% in revenue. So they actually hit $94 million in revenue, and that was in quarter three or second quarter. Okay, and a 20 that was a 29% increase year over year, and they were expecting 91 million, so they beat their revenue by 3%. You can see, was it 91 million? Yeah, 91 million is what they expected. And they also beat their earnings per share by 62%. And they kind of have just crushed earnings throughout the entire year last year. And so they do have this adjusted net loss that was also narrower than expected. So while this revenue growth is good, we still see that they have net losses in these consecutive quarters, right? Net income loss. Analysts that also look at a stock that I've been reading about, and we got to be wary, right? Because we look at the news on this stock, and you got like the Motley Fool. These stocks are going to explode. C3.AI, expanding AI. So this is going to go crazy. Now that Trump's doing blah, 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 this stock's going to go insane. And, I always tell you guys, don't look at these articles. Try and go straight to the source, especially as someone that's done it. One time, I made a video on Supermicrocomputer about Yahoo Finance, and it was a bogus, fake article on Yahoo Finance, and it ended up being not real. And I made a video about this report. They were reportedly not working with NVIDIA anymore. And come to pass, some people said, hey, Will, I sold this stock because of this video, which you should never buy or sell based on the video. And then the stock kept going up, Supermicrocomputer, because they actually were still partnered with NVIDIA, and they were mentioned in the earnings call. And I remember everybody was like, Will's like looking at fake articles or something like that. And so now it's like we go straight to the source all the time. So if you want that, subscribe. But on top of that, the funny part is I made that mistake. Some guys were saying like, you're a scammer, you're spreading misinformation. And then the next day, I made a video basically apologizing, say, guys, I'm going to do better about my due diligence and things like that. And then the same guy sent me like a $20 thank you on YouTube and was like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'm going to stay subscribed. That was the funniest thing ever. You guys crack me up. But yeah, no, anyway, we go straight to the source. And when we go straight to the source here in their news, we can take a look at on their website here. Okay, so despite they're having some good growth quarter over quarter, there's a lot of concerns about the company's path to being much more profitable, and that's something that you want to look at the partnerships where they're starting to dive in. One of the things that they're building out that's going into financial services is you got anti-money laundering, you got smart lending, AI cash management. There is mostly going to be a huge opportunity for this company in the defense and intelligence suites, but also definitely in AI CRMs, but also in supply chain. Because ultimately, why is AI so big? Or why is it becoming so useful? It's because it knows so much and can process way more than a human. It's like, look at a company like Big Bear AI, for example. That company processes millions and millions of people going through the airports. And then they're able to, an AI, a person could never look at all of those people, all that data, and pick out threats like in milliseconds. But when you have AI running and looking at all the data, and it's like, because they have a software like scans the face, might have seen it going through the airport, and like they pick it out like that because AI can see it all. And so that's why AI is so powerful. You see it starting, they're building software for multiple industries. And it seems like they're just getting ready to crack over 100 million in revenue, which is really good for this company as they're starting to grow. So it should be interesting to see what happens. They got an AI C3 pilot. So they build applications, AI applications, enterprise AI applications is what we were just looking at here. And then they also got the AI platform. So this is data unification, AI and machine learning, application development, and platform services. And they kind of let you build out inside their platform to build data and analytics using their AI. And that's really cool. Honestly, it makes me want to use it as an entrepreneur myself. So there's a lot of good things happen. There's some other partnerships as well. If you guys go to the news, C3.AI and McKinsey and Company announced strategic alliance. That's a big scale AI. You got Collins Aerospace. So they're getting into aerospace, expanding collaboration to drive transformation in defense and intelligence. That's where I see them going. Modernize U.S. Army collection and management systems. They're probably competing for a lot of the same contracts as that company that we just mentioned, Big Bear AI. They're kind of in that space of border security, possibly, or I guess, yeah, a lot of maybe military related use cases. And then you also have Microsoft Azure. That is a big strategic alliance. We're going to see how that plays out. We know that there's a lot of companies that Microsoft services in the financial industry. You look at a lot of banks, and they're looking for anti-money laundering or different things that they can implement. This company is exactly what they need to be able to plug in that type of software into some of the businesses inside of Microsoft or that use Microsoft. So that should be interesting. You see them inside a lot. So I can go into these articles in depth, right? But the interesting part about this company is that, again, we have all these different facets of AI. You're going to see hardware, like you can see Microsoft, they just started working on their own quantum computers. You could see NVIDIA GPUs. Why are they the biggest company in the world in AI? It's in just in the world, but because of AI, they build all the hardware. Now, while hardware is a big deal, the next best thing in the AI boom is going to be the software that's developed that pushes that hardware to its capacity. And so they're building that type of software and they're putting it out into businesses. It seems they're already very well plugged into businesses. I have some mixed views about the company just because of the volatility experienced in the past. I mean, to see a stock shoot, I got to get a background on that, from $1.40 up to $183 before dropping down to basically $5, or what is that, $10. That's extreme volatility. And so it definitely went up faster than it came down, but still it's one you got to look at. Starting to see this trend kind of develop on Big Bear AI. If it starts to push up further, let's say it makes a higher high here, then we will have a trend start to develop here. It's possible if it sells back down to here, that could be a healthy thing for it to do, and we could see it doing that. We'll see what happens at market open on Monday, tomorrow. If you guys want to be there, it's that second link down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you all. I'm going to look for definitely a move, maybe a pullback here to $29, $30. I don't have any positions in it, but we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing. If you want to join me at market open tomorrow, hit that second link down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.